What up, party people? It's your boy, Rodney Perry, and you're tuned in to my show. It's called 5 Quick Questions, and my guest for today, man, this dude is a comedic legend. He's been killing stage for well over 20 years. I'm being nice because I know he predates me by at least 10. Welcome to the show. He's indeed a funny man. Funny man, Alex Thomas. What's up, bro? How are you?
Rodney to the Perry, man. I'm doing good, brother. You just happened to catch me. Perfect time. The kids are at school. I was sitting out on the patio reading the script, and I'm like, man, she ain't got to say it twice. Let's go.
Man, you know, when you think Alex Thomas, you think classics, man. Whether it's stand-up, whether it's movies. Talk to me about your classic films, man. You got so many.
Man, I've been real lucky, bro, to be a part of the culture, to be a part of Black history. You know, I didn't do a billion movies. I probably done, you know, altogether maybe 25, 30 TV shows and movies. But the ones that I've been a part of, stuff like The Players Club, stuff like Two Could Play That Game, stuff like The Wash, stuff like The Jamie Foxx Show, stuff like Don't Be a Menace. It's like whether you are a preacher or can you cuss?
You can, if you want to, go ahead.
If you a nigga in prison, you have seen my movies and TV shows. It's part of the culture, man. It just happened that way. Of course, I would have loved to cross over like a Will Smith, a Denzel, a Samuel L. Jackson, where, you know, a 65-year-old white person would know who I am. I've just been blessed to be nigga famous, and that's just pretty much what it is.
Hey, nigga famous is good.
You know. Nigga famous has allowed me to see the world. Nigga famous has allowed me to have a nice home and cars and a wife and kids. And it's a beautiful thing. Of course, I feel like even though I'm exactly 30 years in this year, I'm actually celebrating my 30-year anniversary this year too. So thank you. I feel like I'm just getting started, brother. You know what I mean? Got a lot to say.
Hey, question number 2, man.
Yeah.
And I know the answer to this because I sat on a plane with you one time, and you told me your origin story.
My what?
Your origin story. Like you're a superhero to me.
I thought you said my orgy story. I'm like, did I tell you my orgy stories too?
I don't want to hear yours.
Because I got, you know, my wife knows, when ain't no secret. Before I got married, all the comics that came up with me know I was, how would I say it, friends with a lot of in the porn world. So
indeed.
Yeah, was it a lot of orgies that were filmed? I just wasn't on film. Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you.
Good for you. Good for you, Alex. Shout out to Mr. Marcus and Angel Eyes. But what were you saying?
Yo, Alex, man, take me to your beginnings, man, because you became a comic, but you were a dancer.
That's where it all started, brother. I mean, long story short, I'm a try, because I know it's only 5 questions and you ain't got a lot of time. I'm gonna try to give you the cliff notes, okay?
Okay.
Born and raised South Central LA, but between 15 and 20 years old, I'm a hood celebrity. I'm on TV every single week, every single Saturday, with the biggest show on the planet as far as Black folks go at that time, which was Soul Train.
Wow.
So what we gonna say?
I said, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So just like local celebrity, you know what I mean? And that's where I'm 15 to 20 years old, but now I'm meeting all these superstars that I've seen on TV, from whether it was Eddie Murphy, whether it was Whitney Houston, whether it was LL Cool J or Run DMC. You know, I didn't know I wanted to be a comedian. That wasn't in the deck of cards. I wasn't saying, hey, I want to be a comedian. I was the local hip-hop, pop, lock, and break dancer that had a personality and kind of made people laugh also. So that kind of stood out. And man, that was just my first real taste of entertainment. You know what I mean? I'm going to parties that I wasn't even 21 years old yet, and I'm going to Grammy parties, and I'm going to American Music Award parties, I'm going to Oscar parties, just from being in that little circle. So that's how I got my little test, and then boom, you know, by 2021, now I'm gonna start this stand-up shit, and then the rest was history. You know what I mean?
Wow. Why do you love stand-up?
Why do I love stand-up? Because man, it is euphoria. It is the greatest feeling in the world to sit on a stage in front of 300 strangers, 500 strangers, 1,000 strangers. You're doing arenas, 5,000 people, and what's coming out of your mouth is making them laugh and have a great time. It is like, it's unexplainable. I know you know because you do it also. It's a great feeling. It's like I could have a bad day, but when I get on stage, it's my therapy. It's therapeutic. It's like I could have had a fucked up day, but I go up there and get a standing ovation on stage, and it's crazy. It's like it was like I didn't have to go to a shrink. I didn't have to go see a psychologist. This made me feel better. God must have put me on this planet to do this, to bring happiness, joy, and love and laughter to other people. So if that answered it, that's why I love stand-up comedy.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. We already at question number 4, Alex. This show goes, man, and that's why I love it.
All right.
Okay. Alex Thomas and hip hop have a unique relationship. And it's kept you like youthful throughout your career, you know, that in your genes. So talk to me about how you stay connected to the hip hop world, man, and how that has driven your career.
It's crazy, man. You know, just being a fan of hip hop and loving hip hop and being a hip hop head and just being born and bred and raised in it. It's just like, I didn't know that a lot of my material would end up being so much about the culture. It just naturally and organically happened, because it's almost like what I was talking about with friends, what I'm talking about in circles, what I'm talking about at lunch and dinner and hanging out. It's like that just naturally translated to the stage. And I guess relationships came from that. And then next thing I know, I'm in everybody's videos. I'm writing, I'm writing videos. Like a lot of this is just random because you brought it up. Somebody just asked me the other day, like, I had no idea, Alex, that you wrote and produced Kanye West's workout plan, which was one of his biggest videos ever in his coming up stage. And just the same way I was a fan of Kanye West, he was a fan of Alex Thomas. And he was like, it was right after his second big single, Jesus Walks. He was like, dude, I'm funny too. I got this funny idea and it's going to be my next song. And I want to do something to make people laugh. And, you know, he had heard that I was a writer on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He heard that I was a writer / comedian. Let's do this. And that was Kanye's workout plan. That ended up being, rest in peace, Anna Nicole's Smith, me and him. And then, you know, that led to me doing stuff with Dr. Dre and Snoop. And next thing I know, you know, the Noriega video came out, and it was just so many things were happening from Def Comedy Jam. And, you know, early days of doing Def Comedy Jam, you know, rest in peace, Biggie Smalls sitting in the front row, Nas, you know, KRS-One, Pete Rock, C.S. with guys that I admired, guys that I knew every one of their lyrics. Just being a fan of hip hop, turns out they end up being fans of my comedy. You know, Talib Kweli, I was just one of those guys that, even though I'm a West Coast dude, born and raised, South Central LA, I love that West Coast history too, but I love hip hop in general. So I never was a dude that was like, I only listen to West Coast, or I only fuck with New York. No, I liked everything that Outkast put out, to Scarface, to Eric B. and Rakim, all the way down to YG, Game, Snoop, and Eminem. I mean, I love the game. So I guess that just translated, man. That's how I ended up being on a lot of skits and sketches. Like, a lot of people didn't know that, you know, I want to say one of the biggest rap albums of all time, Get Rich or Die Trying, 14 million albums, 50 Cent's first album, this brand new gangster nigga with bullet holes in his CD cover. There was only one funny part on that entire gangster ass album, which was my sketch, and that was me. Number 10, Back Down. I had no idea. Put it this way, it was so new to me when Dr. Dre came to me and asked me to do the sketch. First of all, I didn't know who 50 Cent was because he was brand new. No one knew yet, right? And I had no clue about their beef with Ja Rule and him. You know, this is before it took off, before the world knew.
Right.
You know what I mean? Dre just asked me, hey, man, do me this favor. I got this idea. And, nigga, I ran with it, and the rest was history. So if you checking on it, Get Rich or Die Trying, damn near the whole hip-hop world got the album. Number 10, Back Down. That was me talking about big things coming, small packages, holla. I'm a 12-degree pink belt. I will slice and dice his ass. What?
Wow, that's so insane, Alex, man. And here goes question number 5. 5 quick questions. 30 years in the game. So many high points, no real low points. But now Alex Thomas is a husband and father. The guy that was in the orgy. How you do that?
Brother, all I got to say is thank God for my beautiful wife that came into my life, that changed my life around, made me a better man, made me a great father, made me a father. And just it was time. It was time. There was nothing left. I mean,
You
and I'm not
You did it all.
I did it all. And I'm not knocking any of the players out there that you gotta live, you gotta go through what you gotta go through before it's time to settle. Every pimp, every player, every dude that had 1,000, if they're truly done, they would tell you I had to go to what I had to go to be to where I am now. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. I always tell people, like, nothing against my boys that are my age, that are grandfathers, right?
Right.
I just admit it, bro. I would have been a horrible husband. I would have been a horrible father if I was wild and crazy the way I was in my 20s and 30s, and still trying to have one foot in and one foot. I could not imagine being a father, excuse my language, but then I got 10 bitches on the side. Like, nigga, there's no way you can't have 10 bitches and still do homework, nigga. It's just
Right.
it just doesn't it doesn't go together. I can't be in the pool at Chris Brown's pool party, getting my balls licked, but then go to my daughter's swim lesson later on. That it just they don't go together. So I had to literally, Rodney, be done. I was, and now I wouldn't trade it for the world, because now it's truly, I used to always hear fathers and parents say this, it's truly all about them. I do what I do, and nothing means more to me than my wife and my kids. It's the greatest feeling ever, man. And I'm a proud dad, and I'm still grinding and still working like everybody else, but it's just priorities now, and balancing and trying to do this but still do that. You know what I mean? So I just know one thing, Rodney. I mean, you ahead of me because you had kids before me. This shit's expensive to be a daddy. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
I didn't know, Rodney. I didn't know, like Rodney. I know you've bought a baby stroller before.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I'm the new daddy. Huh?
6 of them.
6 of them. Okay, so your kids are obviously older than mine. Mine are 6, 4, and 1. So that lets you know how new I am, right? My wife took us to this place called Bye Bye Baby to go buy a stroller. We went stroller shopping, right? We get in there. First of all, it looked like a used car lot when we went in there, because
right,
I didn't know there was 13,000 different stroller brands.
Strollers get expensive too.
We walk in and the guy's like, "Welcome to Bye Bye Baby. Can we help you?" I'm like, "Yeah." My wife is like, "Oh, I like this stroller right here." I was like, "Yo, my man, my wife wants this stroller. We gonna get this." And he was like, "That is great. Bugaboo. Heated seats, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth." I'm like, he's just 1,900. I'm like, nigga, 1,900 for a stroller? And Rodney, he's like, "Well, this is the Mercedes-Benz Ferrari of strollers." I was like, "Okay, well, where's the 82 Cutlass area? Where's the Toyota Corolla section, nigga? Because this nigga was born last Thursday. I'm not paying 1,900 for a fucking stroller, dude. Expensive as hell." And now my daughter, who is 6, she goes to a real prestigious private school out here in LA, right? I'm not gonna say the name of it, but put it this way, it's UCLA prices, and she only 6 years old. Brother, I'm not exaggerating. Wow. So somebody asked me the other day, they're like, "So how'd you guys know when you made the right choice for the school?" Because I got other friends that got kids too, and they're like trying to figure out, they're gonna go private, where they're gonna go, the whole COVID thing and all this stuff. I said, let me tell you how we knew we made the right decision at my daughter's school. When we saw the menu, nigga.
What's the menu? What's on the menu, Alex?
My daughter's private school, you got to make a choice. You going to the Cheesecake Factory or you going to go to her little school? I'm not exaggerating, Rodney. Just yesterday, today is Wednesday, Tuesday, yesterday, first grade, 6 years old. She had grass-fed turkey meatballs, edamame, sushi, and alkaline water. Did you hear me?
Wow.
Okay, so when I'm born and raised in South Central LA. Okay, I went to public school before I went to private school. My first grade menu was a chocolate milk, a coffee cake, and a sloppy Joe, nigga. And
Right.
that was every day. That the prison food is better than the LA Unified School District menus. Okay, so my daughter gets home from school and she goes, "Daddy, when you were in first grade, did you have grass-fed turkey meatballs?" I was like, "Baby, when I was in first grade, we didn't have grass." Okay, times have changed. Yeah, you should be very happy you go to this school.
Yo, Alex Thomas in the building, man. I can't thank you enough for coming on the show, man.
Thanks for having me, Rodney.
What's coming down the pipe next, bro?
Man, well, first of all, I'm just really excited about my animated series right now. It's number 1 on Netflix. Anybody that's watching right now, if you have children between 1 and 10, we're number 1 in America right now as we speak with Black children 1 to 10 years old. It's called Motown Magic. It's the whole history of Motown. Smokey Robinson is executive producer. I'm the star of the show. I'm in every episode. Right when you go on Netflix, if you're Googling right now, you will see a red convertible 1965 Cadillac, and that's me. My character name is Jimmy Mack. So I'm in every episode, and it's just great, man. It's just it feels good that the kids are getting educated, but you don't see a lot of animated series that's us. You know, I was on Family Guy for 10 years. You know, I thank them so much. I'm not on Family Guy every episode, what's called recurring, meaning so they did 300 episodes in the last 12 years. I've probably been on 45, 50 of them. So I'm not on it every week, but a lot of people knew me from Family Guy. The same people that were casting that, they casted me for this. So God's just been good, man.
I got one more for you. And I want you
Rodney, you said 5 questions. I got to get out of here, buddy.
I know you got to go. But tell my audience the story, because you were in Castaway.
Why you gotta try to break my heart before I leave you, though? Well, my heart ain't completely broken. What'd you say?
It's not completely broken because
I still get paid.
Wow.
That's the beautiful part. I try to make it quick, man. Castaway, the whole world's seen the damn movie. It's one of the biggest grossing films ever with Tom Hanks. And I thought my life was going to change. I'm like, no more nigga movies for me. I have crossed over. Nigga, I'm about to go to the Met Ball. I'm getting invited to the White House. Everybody going to know who I am. I mean, Rodney, I even went and got a suit made for the premiere, bro.
Okay.
And I found out 2 weeks before the premiere that my part was cut out of Castaway. I was casted away out of Castaway, nigga. Okay, a movie that's made billions of dollars, not millions, billions of dollars globally, worldwide. So everybody knows Tom Hanks, you know, the volleyball, you know, he got stranded on an island, blah, blah, blah. I was the fleet manager at FedEx before the plane took off. And my scene was with Helen Hunt and Tom Hanks. So I'm like, nigga, I even put it this way. When the internet first got popping, I ran and got a website. My website used to be, I don't know if you remember, it was called AlexThomasYall.com. And I put a picture of me, Helen Hunt, with my FedEx uniform. Like, nigga, I'm about to make it big time, right?
Yeah.
Long story short, bro, cut 2 years later, I meet my wife, and she now lives with me. And she's going through the mail, you know, like she always does, looking at the bills and blah, 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 blah. And she sees, you know, my residuals from different TV shows and movies over the years. So she saw this crazy check from, you know, she's like, hold up. You wasn't in this movie. I mean, I seen you was in Castaway. And I was like, yeah, because she didn't know. I never brought it up because, nigga, nothing to say. I wasn't in the bitch. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I didn't bring it up. She goes, what the fuck? They pay you? And I was like, little did I know, I was crushed. I didn't go to the premiere. They cut my part out. But since I shot and I literally got cut out 2 weeks before the movie was about to go to theaters.
Yeah.
I mean, this has never happened to me before. So I didn't know the process. It's a certain amount of time. If you get to a certain point, it's kind of like an audition process or something. Like if you make it to the 3rd callback, or if they put you on a veil, sometimes they still have to pay you. But dude, long story short, the checks still come to this day. The checks are incredible. It's a $1 billion movie, but I'm going to be honest with you, bro. As the artist, as the comedian, as the actor, being in it would have been so much bigger than getting the money, because I would have been looked at differently, and different types of roles would have came, and it would triple what those residuals were. Don't get me wrong. I'm very thankful and blessed that I still get paid for one of the biggest movies ever, but I would have liked to be in that bitch.
Yes, sir.
They would have been looking at me differently at my country club. They'd been looking at me differently when I walk into a room with Wayne Gretzky and Tom Cruise. They would know who I was already.
Yes.
Why? Because you're right next to one of the biggest stars on the planet. That's how it goes. A lot of people didn't know who Dave Chappelle was till he got You Got Mail with Tom Hanks.
Very true.
A lot of films, when black people cross over, it instantly puts you in the main. Like now you're bigger than life versus just being, urban big, or you only do black movies, and nothing against black movies, because I love my people and they pay great also, but it's a different type of pay. If you could be in a Mission Impossible versus Booty Call 3, you know what I mean?
Hey, man, again, Alex, thank you for coming on the show, man. Mad love, mad respect. Bunch of stuff coming down the fight. Keep following this young man. This dude is got so much more work to do. And God bless you, man. Thank you for coming on, bro.
Hey, Rodney, appreciate you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And when I get out to the A, I'll see you.
No doubt.
All right,
hey, y'all, name of the show is 5 Quick Questions. This man is Alex Thomas. I'm Rodney Perry, and we out.